I guess it's just me. Welcome to the Locker, Season 3, Episode 25. It's your boy V Styles. 17. 17 is the best number in the history of football. Only ballers are able to run 17. Once I got involved with football, 17 is for ballers. So if you're not a baller, give up 17. I'm just gonna say that. What's up, A-Dot?
Did you mention this is episode? Well,
Yep.
to hell with StreamYard. I don't know what y'all got going on. Change browsers, man. Y'all full of shit. I'm complaining. Episode 25, season 3. Game week. We showed up Monday for a tad bit. So you already know how we feel about the depth chart, which we can also discuss a little bit more about that. Kind of thinking about game week. And I know that game day, people have game day preparation things. I know we talked about this a couple years back, but what kind of game day rituals did you have? What was game day like for V Styles?
I didn't have one. I didn't go through the same thing every time. No, I didn't. Zero.
You hold on, I don't want this thing to. No, so no rituals?
Nah, really didn't.
Well, I don't even know what the game. What is the game experience like traveling to the game? Because it changed a whole lot after y'all left with us, and I think now it's completely different as well.
As a fan or as a player?
As a player, the fans know what it feel like as a fan.
As a player, we left Friday afternoonish. Got there Friday nightish, late afternoon, night. Had dinner, had meeting. Depending on what time the game was on the next day. If it was in the morning, you woke up, had breakfast. You had meetings. First bus left at X amount of time. Last bus left at whatever time, and you was at the stadium. If it was a night game, they gave you had to eat breakfast, but they kind of gave you that afternoon off. So you kind of watched. I think what time that game came on? Like at 11 noon. So you probably saw about the first half of it.
Oh yeah.
And then you had meetings. And then you came back, and after that meetings, it was a late game. You had enough time to take probably about an hour, 2-hour nap, and that was it.
Yeah, I do remember.
Safe travels, Kendrick.
Huh? Oh yeah.
Kendrick said he's coming to Lexington from. Hey, dude, hold on. Let me tell you a quick story. So
you are muted. We don't hear you. We muted. Well, you still muted.
Yeah, my mic is tripping. So every time I come home, this is crazy. I travel through Tuscaloosa, right?
Right.
My 3 years in a row coming from Lexington through Tuscaloosa, and I always leave late. The same cop will pull me over. The same cop. The first time I was like, dude, I'm trying to get home to my mom, and I didn't have all my stuff with me, whatever. But I had some stuff. He was like, all right, don't come through here again. Next time it was Christmas break, I think. Pull me over again. I'm like, dude, look, it's Christmas break. I'm trying to get home. He's like, all right, I'm gonna let you go. He remembered me. Same time. Dude, my senior year. Now I had all my shit in the back. I said, look, man, this is my last time coming through here. Y'all look, this is because I had that blue gray game. I said, look, man, this is all I got. Look, this is my last time. This is my senior year. Because the first time I had my Kentucky stuff on, he's like, "Oh, you play football, all that stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, this is my last time I'm graduating. I ain't coming through here." He's like, "All right, this is my last time. Your ass come through here one time because now you're done. I'm giving you 3 tickets."
We're
Dude,
gonna
I
catch
came
up
out there
on it.
without a ticket 3 times in a row, dude. I can't believe that. I've never seen him again. But dude, what's the chance of seeing the same cop? Now that I was traveling about the same time, what's the chance of dude in the same area? How dumb was I to keep speeding in the same area?
Well, that's a good question to ask.
What's the chance of someone pulling you over a third fucking time?
As soon as you were on 2050.
No, I went, what was that, 59? Came down through Birmingham and came across. I think it's 59. Was it 59? I can't remember now.
No.
I think it was 10 to 59. I think that's, 12 to 59. I said 10. 12 to 59, then I went back up. Yeah.
You might have meant 59.
Yeah, it's 12 to 59.
All right. Well, we're gonna start the show off with, we're gonna abort mission. We'll come back to it. Start the show with Debbie Downer. Michelle Morton has some good questions. She wants to know, is Dane Key, and it's funny, I'm trying to figure out, you tell me what she's asking, Van.
Uh-huh.
Is Dane Key going to be as good as they are saying? His brother got cut from the Kansas City Chiefs. Because his brother got cut from the NFL. Is he going to be as good as they say? And then you go down the cut list that you heard for the past couple of days, so we can get that out of the way. So that's going to probably be part of the show as well.
Yeah. You know, the cut list was tough for a couple people. Josh Ali made the team. Obviously, Wandale made the team, and all the other guys from the previous year. Haven't heard Steinberg getting cut and Landon getting cut. Mike Edwards can't get cut. He's a fucking Super Bowl winner. If he's not a starter, he's basically a starter on the pending Super Bowl champion. So he definitely ain't gonna get cut. I didn't hear anything about Brandon Eccles. Lonnie Johnson got released, but I think the Titans picked him up.
Oh.
Those are things coming off the top of my head.
The Houston Texans is a shit show.
Well, no, he was with Kansas City. Texans.
Oh, he been gone.
Yeah. Huh? No, this year. They traded him to Kansas City. Kansas City picked him. Kansas City traded for him, and they released him.
So they got rid of Honey Badger. Been gone 2 years or 1 year? Or is Honey? Yeah, Honey Badger was there last year, wasn't he?
I think this is first year.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, man, NFL is gonna look different,
dude. I want people to understand this. This is what people don't get.
You're not done with the cut list, are you?
Huh? That's all I can think of. Corker got released. Corker, Lynn Bowden. I'm sure there's more. Bully made the team. Bully made the Panthers.
Okay.
Which means I didn't hear Phil Hoskins get cut.
Oh, yeah.
He might have made the team. I'm not sure. I can't bank on that.
So what you call AJ Rose never got picked back up?
I think AJ Rose did get. Didn't he go to the Raiders?
He was at the Rams and he got released from the Rams.
Did he?
Yeah. When on Sunday morning, I was giving him kudos, and they said he got released from the Rams last Sunday morning, or the Sunday morning before that. Sunday morning.
Okay. Yeah, he did a week ago.
Okay. Well, all right. So enough of the bad news. Oh, Toth got cut. I didn't know Toth was still.
I didn't know he was back in. Huh? Yeah. You know what he did? Late last year, someone picked him up. Here's what I gotta say about that. I'm not on my regular mic. I hope I sound decent.
Yeah, you sound good.
Okay. Somehow my mic is messing up. So here's the thing about the NFL. I want people to understand this because it is a bitch. And that's why I hate people saying people in the NFL suck, because that's not true. The NFL only keeps, I think they're with the 55 now, but as I remember, 53. They only keep 53 players, and they only dress 46. I think they went to 47 last year. But I think with this 2020 with COVID, they went to 55. All right, think about this. I want everybody to understand. You have a starter and a backup on both sides. If you dress in 46, right? Just do the quick math. That's 22 per side. That's 44 people. If you're not a bag up, you ain't gonna make the team because they gotta keep a third string quarterback on practice squad. They gotta keep a long snapper, and they gotta keep a punter and a kicker. That's 4 fucking people. So think about it. That's 4 people that they ain't got a choice to keep. They gotta keep a long snapper, a punter, and a kicker, and they gotta keep a third quarterback. That's 4 people of the 55 now that are gone. They are automatically on a team. So if your ass is, that's why people's like so shocked that Lynn Bolton is cut. Dude, they only keep probably 6 receivers. 6. They only probably dress 5. And if you can't play a special team, you ain't gonna make it unless you want the top 3. Because them other couple gotta play a special team. They can't just be sitting on the bench drinking Gatorade on a 46-man team game squad. Dude, it's a bitch and people don't get it. Another thing is they fucking draft a guy over you every year intentionally. They don't hold they draft and pick up somebody every year over your ass unless you're a starter. Now the starters, you that dude, they ain't drafting to replace you. But you're a backup or a special teamer, they are drafting and looking at free agents every year to take your spot. So it is for people for Benny, let's say this, for Benny Snell to last as long as he has and not being a starter and being drafted over every year says a lot about the Steelers.
Which makes sense. Wait a minute. So Benny Snell's still with the Steelers?
Yeah, he's still there.
Okay. Good deal.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and I talked about this. I don't know, I've talked about it here, I think. There was a guy, I can't remember Tate's first name, played for Cincinnati when I played. Denny Green loved him.
I ain't talking about it.
Denny Green loved that kid. That kid was a wide receiver in college, was a wide receiver in the league, and Denny Green allowed him to play corner. And I don't think there are quarterbacks that move to receiver or running back. I have never seen a person cross the river and stay on a team. They usually stay on that side. That side of the train tracks they stay on. I think Mike Tomlin is one coach that appreciates what Benny brings to the team with his style of running. And I think that's why he's still on. If a coach loves you and appreciate what you offer, you have a great chance of staying for a long time. Mo did the same thing. Mo stayed with Denny Green for a minute too.
It's all about one thing I didn't know coming out is what city I wanted to be in, what offense you wanted to play in. The biggest thing is because the funny. Well, the Rams obviously was the best fit for me.
Yes, facts.
When I came out, John Gruden called me in the 5th round talking about drafting, but they traded a 6th round pick.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Well, I went to the Raiders because my agent decided, he was really gonna draft you. So, they made a business decision. So we're gonna go with that. The next person on the phone was Green Bay Packers. For some reason, I never entertained the Green Bay Packers. My high school coach loved the Green Bay Packers. And it was like, man. So once I went to the Raiders because Gruden actually called. Then my next choice was, man, I never got a fair shot with the Raiders. So I'm like, man, I'm going to St. Louis, man. They're going to throw me the rock.
Yeah.
And that's when they got your boy, Joe. I don't know what the hell. When they took Wilbur Montgomery
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we went. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the funny thing, I never got a chance. I ain't want them playing cold. I hate playing in cold. I was like, man, Green Bay Packers run between the thing. I heard rumors of Brett Favre breaking the webs and people's fingers trying to play football. Yeah. I was like, damn, Green Bay Packers never dawned on me. But Green Bay Packers was one of those teams back then that was loyal to their players.
Yep.
So
check this shit out. I got something even better for you. So Coach Archer was defensive coordinator and left to Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
So I fell in the draft. So Coach Archer's like, we're gonna pick you up, whatever pick, whatever how many picks there are, one, whatever. Let's say one. We're gonna pick you up at 163. Like a few picks earlier than that. I've never heard anything from the Bears. Didn't even know they knew that I existed. All of a sudden, the fucking Bears picked me up a few picks in front of a situation where I got a guy who coached at the college of my home city. He coached me in college. He recruited me. His GA was my high school coach. The connection with Coach Arch, I think I would have stayed with the Pittsburgh Steelers for 8 years. Just because I had somebody inside the knowing that had my back. But no, damn Bears had to sneak up and fucking draft me. On top of that, when I got to the Bears, my defensive back coach loved me. Carlos Maynard loved me. They got rid of Mark Carrier, who was a all-pro. They like, get rid of him, and we'll put Van, and he'll mature to that spot. Carlos Maynard got moved to linebacker coach the next year. Guess who became the DB coach? Greg punk-ass Schiano. I don't think everybody knows who Greg Schiano is. If you don't, he's not a head coach at Rutgers. He was a college guy. Dude, he didn't want us to do anything. Dance, celebrate. He wanted to be like we were in college. Guess who was the guy who I was going up against for the last spot on the roster? Guess who coached him in college? Greg Schiano. Oh. It wasn't meant for me to play.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it. I mean, it is what it is when it comes to that, man. And like I said, you can look back on many a story. I said the Green Bay thing always just sticks in. I'm like, I don't know if I dodged a bullet or not. I don't know if I would have been rich or played longer. And been part of Green Bay history because my years, man, they had some. What's the name? Why I want to say? I keep wanting to say Le'Veon Levins, Dorsey Levins. They had good running backs or whatever. But I just wanted to do Kevin Falk, man. I just wanted to come out one down per series. Pick up the first down, maybe some special teams. But it was funny you said that because I was thinking when I first got out of the league, I'm talking about I didn't put no bad film down in the NFL. I didn't put it, so I didn't really have bad film. I went to NFL Europe and balled out. I didn't play in Canada the short time I was up there because I didn't want to sign a contract. And I came back to Cleveland, man. William Green had got in that trouble driving down the street on four rims, butt naked, with a half gallon of Grey Goose and guns on the front seat. And I know it sounds like Maurice Clarett, but William Green did the same thing. And I was like, shit, Tim gonna call me, man. Tim, man, just you gonna have a check down, Charlie. You ain't gotta keep taking them whoopings.
Right.
Man. But little did I know, the organization and GMs didn't like Tim too well. Can you hear me on Raymond Jefferson? Really curious why you and Van see him as a lot. I see him as I didn't say I see him as a lot because our stable is too big. I said my comments are I don't know if we'll miss Chris Rodriguez because, and this is no knock on Chris Rodriguez, I think Raymond Jefferson has a little bit more juice, a little bit more go. Smoke has some juice. He can avoid it. The thing about Smoke, when he avoids impact or jump cuts, it's hard for him to get back vertical. Jutan and Jefferson got two things where you avoid that contact, you break that tackle, boom, I'm gone. Boone Williams was different. Like Boone Williams had the smoke where he could jump cut, but man, he got the top speed quick.
Once he got going,
he'll leave you. So Raymond Jefferson, I think, just has something different in the backfield. He has a little bit of what Jutan has. Maybe a little more ass, maybe a little more booty meat. So I haven't seen him, but by the same token, I don't want to go down the same route I went last year when I was Will Levis got to show me something. I don't know why they got rid of Gatewood and and da-da-da, we don't know what Will going to do. So I'm believing the coaches this time. I'm believing the coach. And if the defense tell you, that bad boy on the other side is cold, because it's hard for them to give you credit. Because that means if you know they cold, that means they've been tearing your ass up.
Hell yeah. Look, for all of you that have watched us for the last couple of years, you know what we feel, how we feel about C-Rod. My issue with C-Rod is two things. One, he's a safety magnet. He is a safety magnet. He doesn't run away from the safety. He runs to the safety. And that's a problem for me. That's a problem. And I'm going to say it again. If I'm the O-line and I combo, get to the linebacker, we seal, we get you a hole that you can run two running backs in side by side, and I get you to the third level and you ain't been touched, that should be 60 yards every time. Minimum. And that's not, look, Ingram for Alabama is not that fast. But when Ingram got in third level, it was home run. That don't mean you score on all because you ain't a home run hitter, but you ain't only going to get 20 yards. Because if you ask me, C-Rod should already have the all-time leading rushing yards because he should have had a shit ton of 300-yard games. If you just look at the LSU game alone last year and the amount of times he got to the safety and ran right into him, that's a problem for me. And I understand people say, well, C-Rod gets a tough yards. He always gets 4 yards. Honest, that is so true. That is so true. But for me, you put so much pressure on the offense when you don't hit the home run, when the home run is there. It's like me sitting on baseball, me sitting on the 3-1 pitch, and I know they're going fastball, and I just let that thing go by me because I'm going to get third. I'm going to get full count. I'm going to bunt it. I'm going to get the first base because I'm that good. No. When you get the home run, Anthony, when your line blocked and you got to the safety, you look at the safety one-on-one, you look past him. That guy who was the next guy was not the guy you was worried about. You was worried about the next guy. If the next guy was an end zone, you were getting into the end zone. If the next guy was the Wildcat in the end zone, you was getting it there. And that's my problem. That's my problem, is that we don't take full advantage all the time of great blocking. Now, does he do it sometimes? Sure. He does it sometimes. But, dude, the amount of time he gets to the third level without getting touched is a lot.
Here's the thing. We was gonna go to Kavika's question, but I'm gonna follow back up with the question that he followed up with. But I'm going to say this, when Van said about the home run, you could have kept the football, Van. It's like running a hitch and go on 3rd and 3, and the DB bites, and it's wet turf, and he slips and falls down, and you wide open. And you catch the ball, but stumble with nobody within 20 yards of you. Yeah, we got 40 yards. Now we on 1st and 10 from the 12 and don't get in or got to settle for 3. That's the money. So this is where we at now. What gives you the impression watching him against the third of the schedule last year? He disappointed my eyes and curious what's going to be different this year. I'm going to say this, man. And this is what I think people need to take into account. Same way he played lower level football at Sam Houston State. Sam Houston. I don't know if it's state.
Sam Houston State.
I thought it was Sam Houston. All right. So I never heard the other S. So Sam Houston, he has better blockers now. There's also better people on the other side, but he also has better people blocking for him. As Van just stated, if the offensive line makes sure you're going to get to the second and pretty often third level, then now it just comes to your raw skills at that point.
Or here's the other thing, and this is why I can look at Anthony and say, okay, do you see what I see? Because I wasn't a running back. I played some running backs, but I wasn't a running back, right? A full-time running back. But I look at some of these end zone cuts. I'm like, Anthony, did he miss the hole? Because it looks like the hole was here. You like, yeah, he missed. I'm like, all right, that's one. And I've asked you that too many damn times for a top-notch running back, Anthony. I think that hole was there. Yeah, the hole was there. Too many damn times. And here's the thing. This is not the word I want to use, but this is the only word I can come up with. There's a lot of fool's gold with this. Because people will say, well, how dare you talk about a guy who's gonna fucking break the school's rushing yards thing. You can say that, and that would make sense. Also, as Anthony I talk about, he plays a lot of fucking games.
13 games.
Mo played 11 games.
Yep,
11?
No bowl
Yeah.
games. Yeah,
11 games.
No bowl games.
And C-Rod's going to play 13 games for 4 years. If you don't think those extra 2 games is going to help, not only are you playing more games, they add an extra cupcake game in that extra game. It wasn't an extra conference game. It was an extra cupcake game. So now, you know what cupcakes do? Is sweeten that tooth. That tooth become real rotten when you go 4 years with an extra cupcake. So, no disrespect. I'm just saying that there are things that I can see that could help. And when they went to wide zone last year and did some things differently, it didn't help C-Rod as much. Hopefully this extra year gets him to understand the concepts and understand that there is no defined hole. And when you go wide zone, there is no gap. It's not gap scheme. There is no, it ain't like when you guys play PB football where they call 31, you go through the A gap. When call 33, you go through the whatever. How you call it? You're going through the A gap, you're going through the B gap, you're going through off the tackle. It ain't defined like that. Shit, and that wide zone, you can cut that bitch all the way back if you want to. There's no hole. And so it takes a running back that knows how to read seams, because in college, that seam might not be a seam until you run through the seam. In NFL, that bitch closed. That thing might close. It's like one of those elevator doorways. Boom, 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 boom. Mm-hmm. That thing might open and bam, right when you get in, it close. So I think that's the difference. We'll see. I hope this suspension helps him with his craft, because sometimes that helps sitting on the sideline.
I'm gonna say this because it sounds like Chris Rodriguez has been beat up enough.
Yeah.
Just on the media side. And I mean, on this show, I have never beat him up. 6 yards per carry. I think there's only 2 people, maybe 3. I think 2 people in the history of UK football that has been they ain't talking about Quentin McCord running in and arounds, Craig, and them, that type of stuff. But the one thing that I do say, if the offensive line was terrible, Chris Rodriguez would be more appreciated. You give him 3 or 4 defenders in front of him, he about to drag. He gonna get you 3 or 4. Only problem is he's averaging 6 when offensive line is giving you 20. So I'm not. There's no disrespect to Chris. Running back is my craft. That's my expertise. But I just feel like, and I guess the fact that the system is ran because if the hole is not there, he's going to get you. But like you said, if the hole is there, what's in the toolbox may not get you to break it to the end zone when the potential for that play to go to the end zone is there. So we're not going to beat up Chris. What I'm telling you now is on the next level, those things ain't going to work for the reasons Dan said. The holes are going to close. And even if when you're talking about 3 or 4 people in college, you running through them, no, dude. Nobody's ever out of place in the NFL.
So,
And you against a 260 linebacker, you might fall on your chest, but you're not breaking that tackle. And most human beings ain't gonna do that for 20 to 25 carries. That's why everybody nowadays, that's why everybody rotate backs, and you only getting a couple carries, which leads to Cobb's question. Does any of the running backs get more than 12 carries in the absence of C-Rod?
Dude, I mean, if you look at somebody can check me if I'm wrong. If you look at games that I remember, and this is why C-Rod has so many yards per carry. He doesn't get that many carries. If you think about it, you think about a guy who has this many yards, you think he's going to tote it 25 to 30 times. They keep him fresh. Has he had 20 carry games? Yeah. But most of his carries are under 20. It's about 16, 17 carries a game, which is kind of crazy for your star back to only get 16 carries a game, a lot of games. So for him to get 16 and be the star back, I don't know. I don't think a back is going to get that many. I think you're talking about 10 to 12.
So yeah, so I'm with Van. I don't think it's going to be an average because plus we got to show the passing game works. But Cobb came back. He had another comment, but we're gonna skip ahead. Cobb came back when you was talking your talk and said that Chris Rodriguez played less games, and that's the thing that baffled and befuddled me. But Cobb, I'm gonna tell you this: in less games, he's probably gonna break. Definitely gonna break. Without the suspension, would definitely break Benny Snell's record.
Yeah.
And would break past Sonny with even less because Benny had less carries than Sonny. Now, Van did say Mo Williams, Sonny, them probably played 11 games.
Yep.
7 of them probably SEC games. 8 of them probably SEC games, at least.
Yep.
They added another game. So when you talk about Mo Williams having 200 yards in a game or something like that, that rarely happens. And that takes nothing away from the running backs who's accomplished it in the 2000s and later. But, man, the getting wasn't all that good when you're playing against Tennessee and Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia in the East alone back in the 90s. So when you say, yeah, he had less carries, if every time you touch the ball, you ain't getting touched until the second or third level, it makes a whole lot of sense. So I do understand you're saying it's less carries, but the way our offensive line blocks in the SEC, when you bring them non-conference and especially 2 cupcakes, not just one, but 2 cupcakes in, that should give you a boost of at least 500 yards. I'll say at least 450. I'll say 200 per game.
Okay, dude. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. My man Mo, and I'm biased because Mo was in my class. We came in together. We went on that damn stupid ass recruiting trip together. So Mo was my boy. Dude, Mo only had 164 carries and 160 carries his first 2 years at Kentucky.
How many?
164 and then 160. That motherfucker had 294 his
15
years.
carries a game? Well, 14, 13 carries.
Yeah. Oh, he had 294 his junior year.
Wow.
He had half his carries almost in 1 year. As imagine he would have had that for at least his sophomore year.
Yeah.
Dude, look, this is, first of all, records are meant to be broken. That's easy. There's to me, there's so the if you would have played with this team, Anthony, you would have lit it up. Just the fact how they spread you out horizontally. Mo played when they we had one receiver. We had one receiver for his first 2 years. His third year, they went to the Colorado and they played 2 tight ends, but still everything was condensed. Now with how they go 3 and 4 wide and still run the ball, the RPOs, dude, he would have had a field day, especially running behind this line. So to me, timing is everything too. and this is bad. I'm gonna stop because this is not. This is like when people say someone's overrated. Overrated is a great thing. I'd rather be overrated than not rated. Because at least that means people think I'm gonna be great. And I might fall a little short, but I'm still fucking pretty damn good. So for me, all these backs are good. Benny was good. I personally love Boom more than any back we had. I think Boom messed himself up for not coming back. But I think Boom had something that these other backs don't have. He was a home run hitter. Benny was just solid. Benny is that guy who you know where he's going to get you every game, all the time. He was probably the most consistent back in the Stoops era. And then C-Rod just carried that on. And A.J. Rose was my second favorite back in Stoops era. I'm a Boom than A.J. Rose as far as favorite. Like I said, it's just a style thing for me. Their style I love. It's kind of funny how when A.J. Rose fumbles it, it's totally different than when C-Rod fumbles it.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, man. Where was that? Oh, here's one thing I'm gonna break down for y'all real quick. We're gonna move along. Van don't even know this. And I got this from a dude that played at Alabama.
Oh.
And you practice against, you play spring against us. Quarterback comes to the huddle. Quarterback comes to the line of scrimmage.
Uh-huh.
We run in the speed option to the red side.
Okay.
Which is a one technique.
Yep.
Come out. We will come out with 47, option 47.
Okay.
So 30 is a run, like you know, and but 40 is an option thing. Check, 48. Check, 48. The whole damn defense front shuffles. Like, dude, like this ain't Pee-wees. Your dude was running that type of shit, man. My dude from Alabama said we knew it. And if you go back and watch the Alabama game and watch when Billy comes to the line and he does his head like this, like he's checking, and watch the defense front just shift. Now, you know, obviously, if you say over, which means you switching back, and they switch back, so we both know. And so Mo Williams was running against this. Mo Williams was running with that. Like they know where we coming. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. 48, yeah. Check 48. Like, are you serious? It only take you not even 2 series to figure out what you checking to.
There is nothing worse for an offense when you start calling out their shit before they run it. Dude, I've got a couple of people pissed off. Like, dude, what the fuck, man? How you know? I'm like, dude, that's y'all coach. Go to your coach and say, stop his fucking tendencies.
Who is he talking about, Cameron? I think he's saying, Boom. He said, what else could he have done to come back to help his career?
Oh.
I mean, first of all, if he comes back, I think he breaks the record. Ain't he a 6-point yard carrier? Ain't he the other six?
Yep. Damn, Boom got 6.8. 6.8. Dude, Boom
that's different, man. That's just different.
Boom only has 300. Look, this is how good these fuckers are. Boom only has 367 carries. Everybody above him, C-Rod is the one that's closest to him with 417. He's gonna go over 500 this year.
Yeah.
Boom has 100. He has 367. There is nobody above him with less than 500. And he's 9th on the rushing list.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Dude, 6 point. That's 7 yards a carry.
That's something different. That's something stupid. Cause they was giving him holes and he had that juice. I'm gonna tell you this, Cameron. You continually ask about this running back thing, and I ain't even getting sensitive to it because I like to talk. We talking about some dudes, but you keep questioning me and Van, and we giving you answers. And I know you just being facetious. You're just trying to find out. Instead of asking us, the only other thing left to say is why the NFL didn't pick him up. I mean, didn't even pick him up. Then play in Canada. So when you said what else did he have to prove, he knows what he had to prove. No, he know and this is the one thing you don't realize, Cameron, either. Who's the most expensive person on the field, Van Hiles?
Quarterback, left tackle, defensive end.
It's definitely the quarterback.
Yeah, it's quarterback, then left tackle, then defensive end.
If you're not running the ball, what else as a running back? If you ain't running the ball, what else we want you? We ain't sending everybody on routes. Like you said, everybody ain't A White. So we not sending you on routes just because. So you back there supposed to be protecting, like you said, Cameron, at 5'8". I'm not saying the guy was cold.
Dude, boom.
You might be a little ahead of yourself if you say, now maybe you didn't like school, maybe the grades wasn't going away, but you got to let the NFL, after your 4 years, then they got to examine you with that. But if you come out a year early, they'll examine you off your decision to come out a year early. Like you feel like you ain't got shit else to prove us.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you gonna do when you don't have a practice, or we don't, or we got optional stuff? You probably gonna opt out.
And there have been a ton of short running backs in the NFL. That 5'8" ain't got nothing to do with it. Now he couldn't say he was hurt, banged up a lot, but let me say this is I'm trying to think of the last running back that was. There are some running backs recently that have got in that were slight size and they fucking made it. Boom had to be close to 200 pounds because he looked thick. When I saw him, when I came down for a game, I'm like, okay, he's bigger than what I thought he was. He's not 5'8", 160 pounds. He's got to be
80-ish.
Now
mind
90 maybe
180-ish.
Yeah, so
180-ish, but
yeah. And when you got that kind of speed, now what he had to do and what he should have came back for is to show that he can be a pass catcher. Because then
hands was terrible. Hands look like this. Hold on.
Because you know what you can do. Stop.
Man, I can't get my feet up there. I ain't a baby no more. I can't.
Because you know what you can do. If you can catch the ball, you can be a third down specialist. And those guys are hard to come by. There ain't too many running backs that are yak and do a option route on you, and linebacker can't touch you, or the strong safety can't touch you. You can do that as a running back. You can make a living out of third down running back. Now you might bounce a little bit, you might bounce around the league a little bit, but at least you're gonna be in the league. That's what he needed to prove. Because he got the Jets. We seen that too many times against big teams. We saw that against Florida. If you could outrun Florida DBs, you can fucking flat out run. All he had to do was show that he can catch.
And if he could catch, you know who he would remind me of if he could catch? Got the wrong complexion and the wrong last name.
And McCaffrey?
Yep. Because you get them in space, they hips kind of move the same, like they kind of stiff, but they spin their body and get going. Like, but when I was at their pro day, oh man, swing route. I mean, angle routes. Hey man, it was tough going for him. Beat him up, ball.
Oh shit.
It was tough going for him, but let me get back to where I was at. Let me get the show back on the red. So we go back to the beginning. I don't know if you ever answered.
Oh, that's right.
So Michelle wants to know if Dane Key is going to be a good player or not because his brother got cut. So she don't know if he's going to be any good.
I'm gonna say this. All the people I know, the younger brother always is pretty much the majority of the times better than the older one. Because just think about it. Not only does he have a younger brother that succeeded in college, broke some records at West Kentucky, he also has a father that played in college who coached him. There is no big advantage of having a coach that's in your home and y'all can talk ball. Many people don't have that ability to go to practice, get coached, but then come home and continue to learn at the dinner table. Hey, Dad, hey, man, look, can you get a couple minutes after dinner and we can go? People don't have that. That's an advantage. Now, not only does he have his dad, he's got a brother that plays on the opposite side of the ball. Hey, big bro, look, man, in this coverage, what do y'all do? All right, how can I tell if y'all rolling coverage, but y'all showing some, but y'all roll? Well, man, we can only show this coverage we can only show you this cover, but we're gonna roll to that. Or if you see me do this, that's you getting behind the curtain and behind the next curtain. You know how the movies have a big curtain and have that curtain behind that one? He's behind both curtains. He gets the coach's viewpoint. He gets the other side of the ball viewpoint. His dad play on the other side of the ball. His knowledge, dude, he can go to his bank is huge. So I would say his knowledge of the game should be huge. Now it's just a matter of, can he handle SEC caliber talent? And we'll see that soon enough.
Yeah, and that's my question with that. And you know as well as I do, my only concern is with that long frame in high school. One, you can use it, and you probably stronger than your opponent. But with a long frame, boy, you get a DB get down there in they little groove, and the only thing you got to do is just get them off track, because the quarterback got to come off you. This is SEC, man. You ain't holding an extra second and that's what Wandale was good at, man. Was compact and strong. We fight with them hands, but yeah, I'm curious. I mean, like, for all the reasons you said, there ain't no reason to doubt that he won't be successful. But just because his brother got cut ain't a reason to doubt that he will.
Oh no, for sure not. That has not. His brother is playing in a tough position. When you're a DB and you're a safety, they don't keep too many safeties. They'll keep more corners than safeties. They might keep 3 safeties, but they might keep 5 to 6 corners. So at safety, you better be the third best to guarantee. That fourth best guy might get cut, because they can always move. You can always move a corner to safety. You can move only 1% of safeties down the corner. So they're going to keep more corners than safeties. So his brother was, his brother's in a tough spot being a safety. It's slim pickings, man. It's hard. You better be a dog on special teams.
He said, USM Cat fan was talking about Serena and Venus. You talking about younger, have more dog, man. It reminded me of Torrey Holt, man. I had to go against a little brother. Torrey Holt was all dog, man.
Dude, all dog.
And the stuff he'd been through as a childhood, losing his mom at a young age, man, Torrey Holt was something different. I was like, I didn't know he had a little brother. Man, they played the Lions, man, tore his ass up.
Dude, I was in camp when they drafted him. Dude, he came in professional.
Oh, yeah.
He came off the boat professional. His first day, he came in there. I'm like, because I'll just say this. When I was there during the summer, Isaac Bruce was to himself, dude.
Yeah.
He did his shit and hit the road. When Torrey Holt came and he saw Torrey Holt was businesslike, that became his little brother.
Yeah.
Now, and we had Isaac King. When I was there, they had Isaac King, they had Ricky Prohl, they had one more guy. Dude, Isaac Bruce it wasn't like he was trying to be an ad, like separate himself from him. He was just his own, he was in his own zone. And Ricky Prohl was a professional, but they were all a little, they had a lot of fun, just saying like a better word. Isaac Bruce was business-like, period. And when Torrey came there, business-like, they became buds.
Right. Cameron wants to know, is your mouth watering over Barian Brown yet? The track speed, and he has nice size.
I'm gonna have to see, man. I honestly, since we're on a lock, I don't trust freshmen. Definitely not true freshmen. That's without seeing them play. When you see them play, then okay, now we can move on. I haven't seen them play. Let me see him play first, then my mouth will start watering. Because if he can ball out now, that means we got 2 more years. Because he can't leave until his junior year. We got 2 more years to see him ball out.
Cobby Cobb wants to know, Van, last week you mentioned being surprised Geiger didn't get nickel back and move Lovett to free safety. I agree. That was my expectation when I stated a few weeks ago. I thought Lovett would lead in an INT. Or is that just for paperwork?
See, I don't trust that depth chart. That depth chart had a lot of holes in it. Not holes where you miss people, but a lot of things where it like make you go, Because when you put Upshaw as the or on one, when you put both Dingle brothers as the or and a tight end, some of these things made me pause. And to me, and I said this the other day, when you didn't put Jordan Wright's position on the depth chart, you went straight to nickelback. When the offense has 12 position listed, the defense only has 11. When you really has 12 because you got a nickel in a base, are they hiding something? And not hiding something like hiding something from us, but maybe they're going to, the first play, they might put out Wade and Weaver. But they don't want the team to know because then they're going to start game plan. Like, we're going to locate the freshman. That's where we're going to run to. Or locate the freshman. That's what we're going to throw to. Maybe they don't put that in because they didn't want Miami, Ohio to game plan for it. But it's kind of it's interesting that February wasn't on the depth chart.
I don't think it's Miami of Ohio you worried about, man. I think we don't have to show nothing against Florida. Here, put it like this. Like you mentioned Geiger's size would be great at nickel, just down there in the box just in case. So if they saying, okay, man, we got a freshman at nickel. All right. So Florida, I'm not even worried. I don't think none of this game plan is for Miami. The depth chart might even be for Florida, especially without C-Rod.
Right.
And we don't know who else is supposed to be missing. This whole thing about whoever. I'll tell you what. If it's Rasan Lewis, that's the other person who's missing the game, the first game, then I'll tell you exactly why next week what the suspensions was about. But yeah, I think that depth chart was just put out there. You know, I'd have had in my new position, and not the one Calvin Cobb talking about, that, you know, I forget the depth. You know, this due on Friday and it's Wednesday. Oh, snap. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, right.
And I think that's kind of how it is, man. We got, you know, these suspensions. You know, you got a lot of younger guys who ain't. So, man, here, let's just put a depth chart out, man, for the people to look over. And it ain't too wild, but if you put Geiger as the starter, is it even possible to put him at the nickel? If you listen it as first teams, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get done, you go safety, probably go safety. Free safety, strong safety, right corner, left corner.
Yeah.
Then at the end, okay, we got to see who we're going to put in on nickel. Yeah. We got to see who's going to, And I think at the end, you just throw, if we need a nickel package, this is going to be the person.
Because Stoops said, I saw a quote, Stoops says that Afari would play nickel on first and second down. And third down, they would move Phillips in and put Smith out to the corner. So, what do we got to wait until Saturday? Because here's a great thing. I started a game in NFL and I didn't start. If you really think about it, I wasn't a starter. I was just a package guy, and St. Louis came out in the package and we went nickel. That's the only reason I was on the field the first play, because they came out of formation that we said we're going to play nickel. Coach said nickel, 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 and I ran on the field. And I got to start. I got to start to my stat. That's not a starter. I wasn't on the base package starter. So it's going to be interesting to see how they run it. Because what if they come out, Miami, Ohio, which they won't, but let's say, what if they come out in 3 tight ends? Afari's not going to be in the game. He's just not.
Right.
They're going to probably put one of those freshman linebackers out, and he's going to start.
Calvin Cobb said, that would be a cool thing to do. Now, me as a player, I don't think this stuff cool because I want to get my start and label every game I play. But it wouldn't be bad to have. You got to play Tavion Robinson. But
who's the third freshman?
I didn't mean that.
No, he said if we start 3 freshmen, who would be the third one?
Tight end, maybe. Oh, wide receiver. He said.
Would it be Jordan Anthony? Would it be Brandon White?
Oh, Jordan. No. Oh. It'd be Jordan Anthony, I think.
Okay.
But my point is, come out with Tavion, Berrien, and Key. And, maybe one tight end, maybe 2 backs, whatever. come out with smoke and what you call it, and just let it fly. I'll do that the first play of the game, just so Florida be looking, ooh wee. I might put Berrien, put Tavion in the slot, and put Berrien and Jordan Anthony. I guess you can put Keith because of size. And I don't know what Keith's speed is. I've heard 4.3. I've heard 4.4. You really can't tell because he's so long and got them gangly strides like Randy Moss. So his stride is just long. I can't really tell what it look like. I'll chuck that bad boy over. I'll say height. Let him get to about 10 yards. Just chuck that bad boy. Just a reminder.
I would do this. Since you said that, I would do this. I'll line up Baron Brown on the outside, line up Jordan Anthony in the slot. You can put a tight end on that side if you want, and leave Tavion to himself on the other side. And I'll run slot fade, run a hitch and slot fade, because now Jordan Anthony got 30 yards or width to run away from the guy inside of him and see if he can just run away from him for the first play.
Or you can run that old famous St. Louis Rams greatest show on turf that run with exactly what you said on the front side, and on the back side run a deep cross.
Yeah.
So if that safety decide to run with Jordan Anthony or whatever, but I would just do it interesting for the fans, man, just because everything we done been through. I just make it interesting for the fans. The depth chart is for media. It isn't the lineup card a baseball manager gives the ump before the game starts. It's garbage. Go 5. Now we ain't going 5 wide. The running backs mean too much to us. I guess we could. We could throw. We got one play to throw out. We got more than one play, but we got one play to throw out of that we can throw, that we can trash or throw away.
Here's the thing you don't want to do. You don't want to go 5 wide. And I understand, I know we all talking, but you don't want to go 5 wide because you know what's going to happen? The defense is going to put out 6 DBs. What you want to do is keep your base package and then go up to 5 wide. That's the advantage of having tight ends that can run. Because what happens is you call whatever for grouping, let's say 3 tight ends. You know what happened? There's a guy up in the press box for Miami, Ohio. They say 3 tight ends coming. Oh, we're going heavy. Then they bring in an extra safety. They take out as a corner, and then they go heavy with you. But then you split the motherfuckers out, and then you got safeties out in space that are not used to being out in space. That's how you get people.
Corey Price chiming in. The Corey Price.
I'm about to say that.
UK hasn't had a kickoff return touchdown since 2009. Derek Locke versus U of Hale. Do you think Baron Brown takes one to the house this season? You don't think nobody does? All this speed? Oh, dude, as freshmen, the speed we got, somebody going to the house, dude.
But Anthony, if you fair catch it, don't you get the ball out to the 35 automatic? Isn't that what the yard line they get it out to you?
We playing for entertainment, man. It's a different day than when we play. We didn't play the game to win. They don't play the game to win no more, man. They don't, man. They play for NIL. The coaches are not playing for the troops. You get Jordan Anthony, Baron Brown, I don't think they're going to do that with Key. The return to kickoff, Lavelle Wright, one of them jokers return to kickoff, you tell them freshmen, the opening kickoff, we had freshmen, you come here, man, you going to play. But, I mean, I see what you're saying, but Moonshine said Jutan against Young. So who's back there? Jutan and Berrien?
You kind of do need a little bit of a stouter one back there so it can lead block. Unless you're gonna put one back. Now for me, I'll put one back and put me 2 thicker guys up in front. He's the only one that's gonna catch it. So if you're gonna put Barron, I'll put some thicker balls up in front of him, especially some tight ends can run. Why not put 2 tight ends right in that second, third level?
No, put your time back there, man.
Okay, by himself or with Barron?
No, with Barron. Both. I like that cross action when a guy comes to the middle. I like that.
But do you think Jutan got that juice though?
He must, man. That's what I'm telling you. Is the burst is not so much the juice. The reason I like him at running back because him seeing the hole and hitting it. That's all kickoff is.
Yeah.
Derek Abney couldn't have been the foul, contrary to popular belief. Derek Abney couldn't have been as fast as they say.
I think Derek Abney was like 4.5, maybe high 4.4 at best.
And I think the team just made a concerted effort to escort him to the end zone.
Well, no, when they're going this way and you going this way,
right.
You got an advantage.
Right.
If you get past one level, they can't. You going the opposite way they're going. You ain't gonna catch them.
All right, man. That's the show. Y'all got 2 days out of that show. We ain't going no extra. Don't make another comment. But I will ask you this: we get 50 points before we go.
I got Derek Abney at the combine with a 4.56.
Oh, damn. Yeah, so that's high 4.4-ish. 4.11, 4.5.
I'm thinking 40. If we don't score 40, it's a problem. That's a problem for me.
That's true.
We don't score 40 with a starting quarterback, Heisman Trophy hopeful, first round pick. If you can't go 40, if we score 20 something, I might not watch the Florida game because they ain't gonna want to. Huh?
You may not want to.
That's what I'm saying. We gotta hang 40, dude. We got to.
I say this. Everybody was talking about Miami, Ohio. They picked to win the MAC, and I thought the MAC was a defensive season conference. I did, man. I look at the stuff, man. MAC, they finished 7-6, bro. Dude, I thought maybe they finished 10-2 or something like that, man.
But the MAC. Here's the thing. The MAC. Watching MAC football is exciting though, because they're so evenly matched.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
every game goes to the fourth quarter and it's tight. So it makes the game exciting. But you cannot tell me, dude. You cannot tell me and we can't hang a 4 spot on them. Not a 4, a 4 spot. We can't hold a 4 spot on them. That's a problem.
Yeah. I want 50. I want 50, and I get them 3 points. That's all I'm giving them.
It depends. To me, it depends on the temperature of Coach Stoops. Does he want to keep it started? Because you say even if we're
gonna play the young bucks.
No,
for recruiting purposes, you got to.
You said even if we mollywop them at the first half, the first team gets the first 2 series of the third quarter.
At least the first. I didn't say the first 2. I think
at least the first.
You get the first series of the third quarter just to see how they flowing. If they sputter, then you give them the second. Then after that, you like to hell with it. But if you come out the first quarter and they score, they do their business, they up out of there. But if they come out and they look raggedy, because you got to try a couple different things. You know, our problem was finishing the set. You want to see what your conversion from first quarter or first half to second half is like. So you got to get the first series. True. And I think that's going to dictate what they do a second series.
I got a question for you. If we hang up 30-something in the first half, let's say we get 31 points. Do you think Stoops would take the air out the ball and just ground and pound? Or do you think he would still pass a little bit?
Dude, the problem you missing is even if we ground and pound, that's where our bread and butter is.
Yeah, but the problem is that clock running though.
It don't matter. Dude, Lavelle Wright in open space, Jatan McClain, donut in open space.
Okay.
And don't let us get in 3rd and 8 and we run a screen. I'm saying I definitely don't think we're gonna be throwing the ball a whole lot. One, because we don't want to get Will hit on just no BS. And I think we're gonna spend the whole first half trying to figure out. So no, I don't. But I think if we take the air out of the ball, it's just gonna be just as bad. Talking about 18, 25, 18, 30, pew, touchdown. I mean, there ain't nobody we can put in. There's no running back we can put in that's going. It ain't Pee Wee's or you high school where you taking out a All-American or a 5-star to put in a freshman to see what he can do. No, whoever you put in, because there's so many wanting to eat. I mean,
yeah. If we don't hang up 40, I'm disappointed.
Stoop's gonna ask Graham what to do. Defense gets at least a peak 6.
Oh snap!
That's asking a whole lot, man. That's asking a whole lot.
A pick 6 is a pick is cool. You talking about pick 6? That's
yeah.
That's what I'm interested to see how many times that we toss this thing around. Are we gonna toss it 30 plus? Or are we gonna toss it under 30?
No. One, if we jump up, we got to be a little respectful. We can't keep throwing the ball around. 1. 2, like I said, the biggest thing is here's the one question. We definitely don't want Will getting hurt. Listen to this though. Say Barry or Dane come out look great. We don't want them getting hurt either.
Yeah.
The 2 people we damn sure don't want to get hurt is Robinson and Will. Them 2 we don't want to get hurt, period. So ain't no reason throwing the ball once we get up 14 or 21. I said we gonna throw it just because we gotta see, how some meshes look, see Will's timing a little bit, but I think that we anyways. We getting out.
I hope so. Shit. -10 ain't good. This is what I want people to understand. If this was Liam, we might have to come out more vanilla because people have 11 games or what? No, more than 11, 13 games on film, right? So unless he's going to introduce something new, he want to introduce something new against Florida. Here's the thing. No one knows what Scangarella's going to do. No idea. There is no reason to come out vanilla. That don't mean you fucking go trick play after trick play, but Florida doesn't know if whatever Skang runs this game, they don't know if that's his base, that's his middle, that's his exotic. They have no idea. Whatever he runs against Miami, Ohio, he can build on top of that because no one knows what his foundation is. So you don't have to be vanilla. You can throw out. You can go passing game on him because no one knows what your route combinations are. And if you only have one game of routes in your playbook, you in trouble anyway. So it doesn't matter. They can run whatever the hell they want to this game because no one knows what Skang is going to pull out.
And I'm with you on that. And with that, we probably gonna get up out of here because yeah, I'm with you. We'll see. Florida already remember what Terry Wilson and Lynn Bowden did to him. Imagine having wheels on and giving them enough time for play action. And that's the big thing. We ain't gonna do a whole lot of it, but that's what our season is gonna be, a whole lot of play action and misalignments. Moving people around, get misalignments, advantages.
Anthony, before we go, we can go after this.
What you mean we go after this? No, go ahead.
Do you know that pass to Lynn Bowden was on 3rd and fucking 16?
Did not know that. And you gave up all that back door?
Dude, you gave up all the booty on 3rd and 16? Dude.
Oh, man. That is crazy. That is crazy. But, all right, man. We appreciate y'all, man. If y'all didn't see it on Monday, go back on your YouTube, and we talked about the depth charters, why we didn't break down the depth chart and our thoughts on it. We did get a little hung up on the running back situation.
Yeah.
The defense is already solid, doesn't need to be talked about because you're going to talk about them enough on Saturday. We want to fill y'all in what we thought was going to happen on offense. Keep an eye on the offensive line. I say we get 50 points. Van's a little skittish. Van played on the defense that didn't let people score. I played on the defense that let people score. I know what it looks like to get 50. I know what it looks like to give up 50, and I know what it looks like to put 50. And this team has what it takes for us to get 50. We'll be back next week to talk about the Miami of Ohio game. Peace out.